Happy Father's Day, everyone. Oh, yeah. Hope everybody's having a great time doing the fatherly thing, and your significant others or your spouses, your wives, and your kids are taking the dad out for a change and treating him to a good time. Okay, dinner. And in fact, I went to the mall, and believe it or not, there was a lot of dads out there and moms and kids shopping for the dad. So that's pretty cool. Okay. I'm not a dad, so I can't participate in this holiday. But I can participate in a lot of other things. And before we get into it, you know what time it is. Oh, yeah. It's going to be a one beer video. And man, I've been waiting for this day for a long, long time. But before we start, let's get started. Oh, actually, it deserves a second sip. Okay. Oh, this is one of those joyous days. So, being that said, I'm also going to put my Harley Davidson cup up there. That's right, the Harley Davidson cup. But what I have in my hand here, boys and girls, is from the Social Security Administration. This isn't an approval letter, okay? That's right, this is it. This is my rewards letter. When you get ready to retire, and I'm going to go into a few facts and figures about retirement and planning for retirement that hopefully provide you some extra information if you didn't already know it. Now, the number one thing is that let me kind of just recap something before I get into this whole thing. All along, if you guys have been on my channel long enough, you know the story, you know my story. I live here in Raleigh. I own Mr. Fix-All. I was in a car business 28 years, did the military, one stretch of the military, and then I've owned my own handyman business for the last 14 years. Now, also in the meantime, 9 years ago, I bought the off-grid farm, 4 acres out in Eflin, North Carolina, and trying to create some sort of sustainable off-grid living, which at this point, it's not bad. There could be a lot more infrastructure, but for what I wanted to accomplish, it was what I got done, okay? So what else is basically happening here is this throughout this entire time, when the channel was Mr. Fix-All, and it was strictly a handyman channel, I did years and years and hundreds of videos of just handyman videos, and then I switched over to Prepper Life because if you've been watching my videos for long enough that I had a conflict of interest with the hospital, and because I did some videos out there, and basically I should have done it, but they said either take them down or else we can't use you anymore, and of course I didn't want to jeopardize that big paycheck, so I took all the videos down, and then I changed the name to Prepper Life, okay? And then it was really a perfect name change because it's a domain name that I captured. And also, too, I do have the off-grid farm, so I'm kind of prepping that way. But the big thing is I'm prepping for life because all the things that I'm prepping for have to do with my life, okay? So keep that in mind, because I know I've gotten a lot of flack, a lot of feedback, negative feedback on, well, this is not really a prepping channel. In reality, it is and it isn't, okay? Because I can ask you one simple question myself. What are you prepping for? People come up with all kinds of cool answers like EMTs, civil unrest, World War III, doomsday apocalypse, alien invasion, zombies, we can go down the list, but, so far none of that's happened. Natural disasters, we can, like I said, go down the list. But in reality, what I'm prepping for is if my life and everything around me stays somewhat normal, that means financially, I have to prepare for a lot of things. So here are some main topics. Let me just go down the list that I had in mind, the things that I had to establish, get things under control and put them in place it's like starting a company. You have so many things that you have to put in place, on the legal side, the administrative side, the products, the services, the advertising. You gotta package yourself. So what I ended up doing is I ended up trying to package my life. Okay, so everything when I get to a certain age is all going to be taken care of. Everything has to be taken care of, and that's prepping. Okay. So Prepper Life is an appropriate channel name, and the steps I'm taking to secure a lot of the aspects of my retirement are proportional to the name, okay? It correlates. So here's the deal. As I already know this, but I'm gonna just read it. I'm gonna read part of this to you. You are entitled to monthly retirement benefits beginning June 2024. What we will pay and when, okay? You will receive, and it's quite a bit. I've been in the system a long time, and I was a top earner when I was in the car business. I can't give you that number, but let's just put it this way. If I don't want to work, and if you know anything about Social Security Administration, there's a cap on your income that, you can go up to X amount of dollars what the Social Security Administration will pay per month, and I'm almost at the maximum. Okay, so if I wanted to not work and have all my bills paid on just Social Security, I can do it. Okay, I'm just letting you know that. So anyway, June 24th, which now it's June. I am now officially 66 and a half years old as of this month. Okay, but the way they pay is the next month. The following month, the second week, and it's based on my birthday, okay? It's based on my birthday. So my checks will start coming on July the 10th. So it's less than 30 days away, okay? And after that, you will receive X amount of dollars on or about the second Wednesday of each month. These and any future payments will go to the financial institution you selected. Please let us know if there's any changes to your mailing address so we can send you letters out directly, okay? And then you will also get a Medicare card within 2 weeks. I've already got my Medicare card. I was qualified for Medicare last year. And also, here's the other aspect is if you work for an employer, the thing you're going to have is medical insurance, okay? Now, for a long time, I went without medical insurance after I got out of the car business because I was not qualified for Medicare, and I didn't have my American citizenship, and I didn't have VA benefits because I didn't have all the paperwork certified notarized, okay, for VA benefits, okay? Because my big thing is I was a German citizen, so it was very, very difficult to prove at the time, being a non-citizen, that I was legitimately here in the United States working, paying, and all this. So I had to go through multiple interviews. Hold on. Not only to get my Social Security, but my Medicare and my VA benefits and all these things lined up. Okay, get them all lined up so when I get ready to return 66 and a half, that all of them will be in place and they'll all be certified notarized, okay? Which now they are. So now I've got Medicare, VA, medical, and Social Security. So I don't pay for medical. Let's just put that. That was another aspect of this whole process of mine, is I didn't want to have to pull out of my pocket, because during the let me just put it to you this way: when I started my own business and during the Obamacare thing, being that I was a VA veteran, they did not accept that as having insurance through an employer, because the United States government is technically not an employer in that respect, according to that mandate. So it cost me $8,000 in fines and penalties because I did not have insurance. So shame on the Democrats for that one, because that hurt. That was $8,000 out of my pocket just because they said having medical VA benefits does not count. Okay? You're either under the marketplace or you're under an employer program, which that to me is bullshit, okay? But I ended up suffering it because as I filed my taxes, they took it out of my taxes, okay? $8,000 I got fined and penalized. So I had to pay it. I had no choice. Or else it would have been more, if I didn't pay it, the retribution part of it. But anyway, being that was said, Trump was the one that knocked that mandate out, okay? He's the one that got rid of it in his last year of his presidency. So that's why I'm very pro-Trump and also pro-Republican, because they really give a shit about, the working man and small businesses and veterans. Okay, so that was one big, kind of getting off track a little bit, but I'm trying to explain it. The medical was a big deal because I was a former smoker. So if I would have tried to go get medical insurance on my own through the marketplace, over 60 and a smoker, holy shit. You know how much the premiums were? Oh my God, they were insane. It was like a mortgage, okay? It was a damn mortgage. And Big Pharma and all them is all corrupt. So I would have got screwed. But I didn't do it. I didn't pay any of them, anything except the fine and the penalties. So now I got my VA benefits, the mandate's gone, and now I got my Social Security, and now I got Medicare. So I don't have to worry about that crap anymore. All my medical's free. Now, also too, this is another aspect of this whole retirement thing. As of July 10th, I'm going to make a big decision. I've already been doing the research and crunching the numbers. The other part is money. I have money, and I've been saving it for a long time. And I've got it in a high yield interest rate bearing account that's netting me quite a bit of money per month. Now, between Social Security, my interest-bearing interest on my money, and also YouTube, thank you, because of you guys, I do get a monthly check from YouTube. I make if I don't want to work now, this is all based on me not walking out that door. This is just here, July 10th, this is the amount of money that I'm going to start making. I will not have to work. I could stop working if I want to. And everything's paid for, okay? The mortgage, the taxes, the insurance, everything that I do have to pay still, internet, power lights, HOA dues, that kind of crap is all paid for, okay? And with plenty of money left over. But here's what I've made a decision on is that my customer base is large. I got a very large customer base with Mr. Fixall, and I have been dropping the seed to all of them, all my customers, that if you want to keep me working, and in other words, if you want me to keep working, let me phrase it that way, if you want me to keep working, then what I did is that I have to make it worth my while to stay in the game. You got to pay to play. Well, guess what? I used to be years ago at $50 an hour. This is residential now. This is residential. Then I went up to $65 an hour, okay? Well, I just raised my rates to $100 an hour as of January 1 of this year. And that's because of inflation. I have to keep pace with inflation because everybody else is. Every company you go to, they're charging you more to do business. It's just the nature of the beast right now. So now I bought this townhome really cheap, okay? Real cheap. I cannot take the equity that I have in this house and transfer it to another house or buy another piece of property. It's not going to happen. So I've made a massive decision. I'm going to keep this townhome because this townhome here is per month. I still got a mortgage on it. But I don't owe much on it, believe me. It's way under $100,000, okay? Just let me put it to you that way. I owe about the price of a new truck, okay, on this house. I could pay for it in 10 years if I stay on the monthly, blah, blah, blah payment plan. And it's not much, with the HOA and the mortgage, I pay less than $1,000 a month. You can't rent anything or buy anything, especially with the current interest rates, the way they are, okay? And I've also looked, and I went around to all these new home builders, these spec homes, all this stuff. I went everywhere, and there's just nothing out there for less than, the cheapest single family home, brand new, I found was in Lillington, North Carolina for $299, okay? Brand new construction. So I can't take my equity and buy that. That's $300,000. I don't have $300,000 in equity in this townhome. I got a lot, but not that, okay? So I said, why dip into more money just to buy another place? I've been here 18 years. I'm just gonna stay here. I've already got everything the way I want it. You know, the yard, the whole place, everything works, brand new roof, everything's already set up. The only thing I gotta buy for this is probably a new air conditioner eventually, okay? But right now it's working fine. So the whole point is all this prepping is prepping for my life to be situated in such a way to where if I wanna walk out that door and go to work, I can. And I've got the customer base to do it, but if I don't have to. That's the moral of this story, boys and girls. So because of all the 34 years that I paid into the system when I was a car salesman, this letter here is the one I've been waiting for. Okay? This right here is my pension. Okay? And all this time and all the different videos I did about this, the countdown, the countdown to retirement or semi-retirement, in my case is going to be semi-retirement, that, I had to have this approved. And believe me, I had to fight a little bit. I had to bring them my passport. I had to bring them a whole bunch of documents about my mother. There was a lot of stuff that I had to bring Social Security Administration to prove who I am. Okay? It wasn't some cut and dry situation. Remember, I wasn't born here. Okay? I wasn't a citizen of the United States until 7 years ago. So, but I've worked here and paid taxes here, since the age of 17, and a military veteran. But, that's a whole nother story. The bottom line is that, again, it took me all these years to get citizenship, Social Security benefits, Medicare, VA benefits, and a bunch of other benefits that I'm not going to go into now, and financial benefits to put my life in such a place to where, like I said, if I want to work, I can. If I don't want to work, I don't have to. On that note, boys and girls, happy Father's Day. And to all you veterans out there, salute. The American flag, baby. All right, I'll talk to you tonight. Stay tuned, stay blessed, and thank you for being on my channel. You know what to do. Thumbs up. Leave those comments down below. Hit the bell for future notification. Subscribe. Share the video. And also, stay tuned. I'm out of here.